Welcome into the Miami Heat Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Nic Rohloff, and the Miami Heat did not trade the 18th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft. They made the selection. I know there was a lot of Damian Lillard rumors. Would this pick be going to the Blazers? Would they be making this pick instead of Miami? As of now, it ends up the Miami Heat select Jaime Jaquez Jr., the wing out of UCLA, 4-year player for the Bruins, and he had a lot of success there. Jaime Jaquez Jr. from California, 22 years of age, so he's a little bit older, 6'7", 226. You see my big board ranking on that graphic as well. He was my 8th ranked wing, in 22nd overall prospect, so not that much of a reach, but a semi-reach in my book as well. I have a lot of thoughts when it comes to Jaquez Jr., and I actually think this pick makes sense for Miami. I don't really love it that much. We'll get into my thoughts more later, but it does make sense because the Heat need to come in and add to this roster. They don't have a lot of money to use in free agency. They'll have to make their adjustments to this roster through trades and draft picks. And what Jaquez Jr. will bring is he will be a solid role player from the get-go. He will be able to step in and play in the NBA and come off the bench and make a difference for this Miami Heat roster as they try to go back to the NBA Finals and get over the hump. Jaquez Jr. at UCLA was able to create for himself in the low post and hit, catch, and shoot jump shots, and his shooting form is pretty solid. Now, my one question for Jaquez Jr., as he only stands 6'6", 6'7", is he going to be able to dominate in the post in the NBA like he did in college? I doubt that, but he does have good footwork, and he could be able to help inside scoring the basketball alongside outside. He also has great court vision and isn't afraid to drop a dime in tight coverage. One thing Miami loves is their ability to have everyone pass the basketball. We've seen it with Bam Adebayo be able to drop 5 assists or so during the season and be a playmaker in the NBA playoffs. And now Jaquez Jr. can do the same thing. I can just envision Jaquez being a 4 next to Bam at the 5. They'll be a little bit undersized in that range, but it could work with Jaquez Jr. in the high post, Bam in the low post, Bam setting screens on the perimeter, and Jaquez, like Bam, able to dish it on the bounce pass, on the pass dribble handoffs. Jaquez Jr. is a really capable passer and will be able to step in and create an immediate role for himself for this Heat roster right away. And I want you guys to grade the pick. It is today's pinned comment, 18th overall selection. Cam Whitmore was on the board. Olivier Maxence Prosper was on the board. Nick Smith Jr. was on the board. Unfortunately, Jalen Hood-Schifino got picked the pick in front of us, who is my number 1 guy. But Jaquez Jr. is the pick for Miami at 18. I want you to grade it A, B, C, D, or F in the comment section. Like I said, pinned comment. I'll be interacting with you guys down there, so let me know your thoughts on the selection. Let's look more into Jaime Jaquez Jr., and this is what he did in his senior season at UCLA. 17.8 points per game, 8 rebounds, 1.5 steals, 48% from the field. Sneaky, decent defender. Now, I question his ability to defend quicker guys, but for what he did at UCLA, he showed good defensive ability. And one thing I like about Jaquez Jr. that I'm sure Pat Riley loved and the Heat front office loved is that he is a very high IQ basketball player. You play 4 years at UCLA, they made it to the championship game during that COVID year, and he was able to lead that team alongside Tiger Campbell, Amari Bailey, a lot of other good, talented players. But Jaquez Jr. had the best production out of all of them at college. Jaquez Jr. will be able to step in, be a 4, maybe a bigger 3, but I think he projects better for Miami at that 4 spot, primarily because of his defense. And I don't know how laterally quick Jaquez is, and I've watched him. He's a decent defender for the people he guards, but I don't know if he's going to be able to play that Miami Heat switch defense where every player has to guard a 1 through 5 almost, where he can have to guard a point guard, guard a shooting guard, and guard a big. He can definitely guard the bigs, but that's my main concern with Jaquez on the defensive end. Can he defend the guard positions in switch situations, or will he have to play drop coverage like most bigs do when they can't defend? Now, I'll ask you this. The Heat just were in the NBA Finals. They lost to the Denver Nuggets in 5 games, unfortunately. And now the first move they make to improve this roster is draft Jaime Jaquez Jr. out of UCLA at 18. Is this a move? Is this a draft pick that could help Miami get over the hump and get to that next step beyond the NBA Finals championship banner and be a championship winning team. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know in the comment section. And this is why you subscribe as well. I told you earlier today in my 5 prospect list video that we will be breaking down the Miami Heat selection and everything they did on NBA draft night, and we're just doing it for you. So hit that subscribe button and join us for the rest of the NBA offseason, as Miami Heat will be involved in a lot of trade rumors. Hey, maybe Jaquez will never play for the Heat. Maybe he'll be going to Portland sometime for Damian Lillard. But this is our draft profile for the rest of the day. We don't have a second-round pick, so that's a little unfortunate. And so maybe the Heat buy back into the second round to draft a player, or maybe they just wait and take some undrafted players and sign them. We know they love to do that. They've had the most undrafted players in the NBA over the past 3 or 4 years. Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, name goes on and on and on. They love the NBA undrafted free agents. You know, last year they drafted Nikola Jovic, very high on him. Remember when we talked about trading for Bradley Beal over last weekend, I mentioned how much I was high on Nikola Jovic, the 2022 draft pick, and how much I think he will be able to take that next step. He went from 220 pounds as a rookie at the start of his rookie year, and he ended his year at 240 pounds. So he added 20 pounds of muscle, at least I hope it's muscle, in the first year of his career. Didn't get a lot of playing time, but I think he can step in and be a backup center / backup 4. Maybe him and Jaquez Jr. will be a tandem off the bench in the front court to help give Bam Adebayo breathers throughout the season and help lead a bench unit that is honestly intriguing, because when you look at this Miami Heat offseason, Gabe Vincent's a free agent. Max Strus is a free agent. Kyle Lowry's in some trade rumors. Duncan Robinson's in trade rumors. A lot of Damian Lillard rumors. Kyrie Irving. What are the Miami Heat going to do in this offseason to continue to improve this roster? Jaquez Jr., I'm going to be quite frank, it's a nice start. Like, he's a good role player for the Heat. I actually put down in my notes right here. I'm looking at it right here, so I'm not bullshitting you. Number one thing he'll be able to do, step in and be a impact role player in his first year, and I truly believe that. Just look at what the Denver Nuggets did to us in the NBA Finals. Christian Brown was coming off the bench in that pivotal Game 4 and scored 17 points on 7 of 8 shooting. Jaime Jaquez Jr. will be able to do that for Miami. Now, will he be able to do it consistently in the NBA Finals? Probably not. That's just a one-off scenario for Christian Brown. But Jaquez Jr. can be a role player on this Heat team that makes an immediate impact. He can shoot the 3 a little bit. That will need to improve, but he still can do it. It's not like he's not being able to space the floor. You got his finishing ability, great post footwork, good vision, good offensive game. Will he be able to contribute on the defensive end for Miami? That's my number one question. But we knew the Heat wanted to go with an experienced older player in this draft to help this roster get better from the last year to this year, and I think they've done that, and it's very expected to do so. So as free agency is just around the corner, next Friday to be exact, name a free agent you want the Heat to sign. If I'm going to be honest, they'd have to do it in a sign and trade, and then they would be hard capped. They don't really have any money to sign someone in free agency, but if you want them to do a sign and trade and hard cap themselves, let me know a name down in the comment section. I know a lot of people have thrown out Kyrie Irving, but if I were to see the Heat go out and hard cap themselves by a sign and trade, give me Brook Lopez. That's my number one guy. And before we sign off, I actually never gave a grade for Jaime Jaquez Jr. I just thought about that. My last final grade for Jaime, I'm going to give it a B-. It's not perfect. It's above average, and he's going to help the Heat win immediately. So I think I'm giving a B- grade for Jaime Jaquez Jr. I think that's fair. Not too high, not too low. Hopefully he does help this Heat team, and hopefully we get a good look at what he can do in the Summer League just around the corner. Well, that's going to do it for today's Heat Report. Make sure you subscribe. We'll be here for all Heat news and rumors. And we're not done tonight. We'll probably give you a draft grades, more in-depth video later on tonight as well. So make sure you do subscribe. YouTube.com/Heat Report. Check us out. Lock us in. See you later. Peace out.